Now, for travellers with families, young kids, I've heard a lot of the locals here say that Tivoli Park offers a lot for families. Stunning in the sun, I'll tell you. Wow. Sun's out and it's shining on Ljubljana, shining on this sparkling city, and it's beautiful. Now we are going to head over to Ljubljana Zoo, and then once we're there we'll have a better idea of the prices, the admission fee. On a day like this, when the sun's shining, you want to make the most of it, don't you? So we're going to walk there. Right, so here we are at the zoo. Let's see how much it is to get into Ljubljana Zoo. In here, again, if you had that like Ljubljana City card, it might get you in here admission free. So this looks like it's taking us to an underpass to get across this motorway, and I think that's maybe the start of Tivoli Park across straight ahead. Now, for travellers with families, young kids, I've heard a lot of the locals here say that Tivoli Park offers a lot for families and young people. I think there's a lot of attractions here that will entertain them. I overheard someone yesterday saying to a local, where's the best place for families in Ljubljana? And she said immediately, without even thinking about it, Tivoli Park. And it certainly looks like a big park on a map. You know, I checked out the map and quite a big expanse, covers quite a big area. So we'll get a closer look about it right now. A lot of families around here, so yeah, I guess Tivoli Park is a good place to come if you're traveling with your family or young kids. Wide open area for them to run about, and looks like there's some activities for them to participate in. This looks like it's maybe like a sports day type thing. We got some Attack on Titan right here in Ljubljana. Cool. Guess this must be artwork submitted by local school kids, perhaps. Looks like we've got a Japanese gate. Or maybe, yeah, I don't know, I thought maybe there was a connection between all these all this artwork, the Attack on Titan, the Japanese torii gate, but I guess not, maybe just random. Oh, tell you what, if the sun continues, the jacket might be coming off. Such a contrast in weather between today and yesterday. It is much appreciated though. Yeah, I think once we stop, the jacket's coming off, because it really is starting to get a bit warm now. There we go, that's better. We'll worry about the rain when it starts raining again. But check this out. This is beautiful. Stunning in the sun, I'll tell you. Wow. And then back on where we came from. I guess maybe this land belonged to somebody and he gave it to the city to be used as a public park. Maybe that's why it's called Tivoli, I'm not sure. Oh, thank goodness. We've got a cafe out here. Nice. We're feeling fully refreshed now. So if you're in Tivoli Park, come right here. I think this is Tivoli Castle. I think that's what it was called, or Tivoli Palace or something like that. But there's a nice outdoorsy area where you can get like coffees and croissants, cakes and things like that. And it's nice to chill out here in the sun. So look at that. I cannot believe the change in weather. Miserable it was yesterday with the weather, but today sun's out and it's shining on Ljubljana, shining on this sparkling city, and it's beautiful. Only here for one more day. This is my last day. Unfortunately, this is my last day in the Balkans before I return home, but we've gotten quite lucky with the weather, the way it's turned out. So now we are going to head over to Ljubljana Zoo. I think this is perfect weather to go to the city zoo, and we just have to figure out which direction to go in to get to it. So I think it's down this way. I think you can cut through Tivoli Park to get to it, and then once we're there we'll have a better idea of the prices, the admission fee, and also what the zoo is going to be like. So let's check it out together. Hopefully it's a wee bit more exciting than when I visited Belgrade Zoo, because obviously, unfortunately, if you've seen that video, when I visited the zoo in Belgrade, all the animals were sleeping. They were taking their siestas, because the time of day I visited, I guess it was late afternoon. They were all just chilling out and they were in no mood to be active. Subscribe. That's right. So according to Google Maps, the zoo is a 27-minute walk from Tivoli Park. But on a day like this, when the sun's shining, you want to make the most of it, don't you? So we're going to walk there. I think there's probably a bus or another form of transport you can get there, but in weather like this, we're just going to walk. Of course we are. What better way to see the city than to walk there and to see more of this nice park? If I can figure out how to get out of it. There's a maze of paths in all directions. Right, we're going to follow this path up here. Ljubljana so far is definitely living up to my expectations as far as being a beautiful city, and Slovenia a wonderful country. When I looked on Google, I saw some of the images of Slovenia, the mountains and Lake Bled area. I'm disappointed I've not managed to see Lake Bled, but I just guess that's another excuse to come back to this beautiful country, because there's so many areas of Slovenia that I want to see, so many cities that I want to see, so many attractions and so many significant landmarks. There's a place called Postana, I think it's called Postana Castle. I was really wanting to see that, and as I said, Koper as well, or Kopfer, over beside the Italian border. That would have been cool as well, but hey, my short stay here has given me enough time to appreciate the capital city anyway, so we'll certainly be coming back to Ljubljana at some point. fascinating history the country of Slovenia and the city of Ljubljana has. Learned a wee bit about Ljubljana in particular at the City Museum. And as for the country itself, Slovenia, it's got fascinating history. Obviously, it's once part of the former Yugoslavia. And I believe after the First World War, it was part of the Kingdom of the Serbs, Slovenes and Croats. Kingdom of Serbs, Slovenes and Croats. I've maybe got that order mixed up. But then, after the Second World War, Marshal Josip Broz Tito rose to power and the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia was formed. And Slovenia, along with 5 other republics and 2 autonomous regions within Serbia, I believe at the time, which were Vojvodina and Kosovo, formed the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. Now Tito kept all of the countries together under a strict policy which he called brotherhood and unity. Tito, I believe, stamped out any sense of nationalism amongst each of these republics and kept the Yugoslav people together through this policy of brotherhood and unity. And then when Tito died in 1980, towards the end of the 1980s and early 1990s, there was a rise in nationalism and there was a rise in ethnic tensions in some of these countries, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Croatia. And then the Yugoslav wars began. And if I'm not mistaken, Slovenia was I think Slovenia was the first republic to break away successfully from Yugoslavia and gain their independence after a brief conflict, certainly brief in comparison to the Croatian War of Independence and Bosnian War of Independence. And I was also reading in that city museum as well that in the early to mid 90s, according to that museum anyway, Ljubljana failed to maximise the potential of economic growth for the city. And it wasn't until the late 90s, early 2000s that Ljubljana as a capital managed to redevelop, modernise and prosper economically. Still about 5-10 minutes away from the zoo in this direction. And what's quite interesting as well, obviously being a mountainous country, very large density of forests and trees, among the biggest volume of trees in Europe. I think Finland and Estonia are among the top as well. But certainly a lot of Slovenia, very mountainous, a lot of forests and woodland area. And with that, of course, you have bears. So Slovenia, I believe, has a wild bears. If I read the plaque in that museum correctly, then I think it was saying that there's about 1,000 wild bears across Slovenia, approximately, maybe more, maybe less. I've not seen any in Tivoli Park though, so maybe up in the mountains. You got the bus for the zoo there. Guess it takes you to the zoo and back to the city centre. It'd certainly make the journey go a lot quicker, but then you would miss out on all this sort of side of Ljubljana, you know. Experience the quieter area, less touristy. And would you believe that we've been walking for about 25-30 minutes now to get to the zoo, and this green area behind us, this sort of woodland area, is still part of Tivoli Park, I believe. Now look at this, this is quite interesting. Now, we have these back home, these sort of red and yellow poles, and they're intermittent along the road here on either side. Now I'm just wondering if that's for the same purpose as the purpose that they serve back where I'm from in Scotland. Now, where I'm from in Scotland, particularly out the sort of Cairngorms area, the D-side area, the Highlands, we have these poles and they're called snow markers. And in times of heavy snow, obviously the top of these poles, they'll reflect, they'll stick out the top of the snow, and you'll be able to see where the road goes, obviously. So you'll be able to follow these poles. On either side you'll know where the road begins and ends, even though the snow has covered it. So I wonder if that's for the same purpose. It might not be, it might just be like reflectors, but certainly looks like the same type thing that we have back in Scotland, you know. Oh, cool. Right, so here we are at the zoo. Let's see how much it is to get into Ljubljana Zoo. I'll report back to you once I'm in. So we're in, and they've got a map of the zoo here. Let's see everything they've got. It cost me about €11.50 to get in here. Again, if you had that like Ljubljana City card, it might get you in here admission free. That's worth looking into, but it cost me €11.50. So we're going to go and explore more of the zoo and see what animals they've got. Some Slovenian swans chilling out. The monkeys as well. Already it's looking better because I noticed a lot of the animals are actually out and about. They're not sleeping or having a siesta like they were in Belgrade Zoo, so it looks like we've timed it right. Look at these two guys chilling out. Tortoises. The one thing that was cool about Belgrade Zoo was that they had the oldest alligator, the oldest living alligator in captivity in the world. Muja was his name. And he'd been there, well, I don't know if he'd been in the Belgrade Zoo since then, but apparently he was born 1936. And he was there and he was alive and he was happy and kicking when I seen him. So I'm not sure if these bears are the ones that are native to Slovenia, brown bears, or if these are from elsewhere in the world. I tried checking the sign, but it's not in English, so I'm not sure. There's a bear over there. I'll try and zoom in, just chilling out underneath his wee hidey hole. So if these bears are native to Slovenia, then it would be good to stumble upon one of them in the wilderness, that's for sure. I think we've seen all the big hitters in the zoo now. We've seen the elephants, the bears, tiger, lions. It's quite a big zoo, to be honest with you. It's on a steep hill. There's parts of it that are like 20% gradient, so take your strong walking legs, that's for sure. Cool so far though. And that's us coming back down towards the entrance. So it sort of loops round in like an oval shape and all the main exhibits, like all the big boys, all the big animals are like concentrated around one area, which is good if you're just here to see the biggies. Meerkats. Ljubljana Zoo, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool to spend some time here, especially in the sun, and appreciate wildlife. But yeah, probably good for families if you're here in Ljubljana. Plenty of activities for kids and younger folk to do, younger people. So we're gonna head out of the zoo and head back towards Ljubljana main centre, and then we're just gonna check out and see what else there is to see, okay? So at 19 or 20 degrees C today, pleasant temperature, cool breeze in here as well, and made it back to Tivoli Park, well, the main area of the park anyway. Yeah, there's people chilling out in the sun, enjoying it, relaxing, just having cool vibes, you know. So I think this is a fitting place to end the video here in Ljubljana, and if I don't make any more videos during my stay, because I'm only got like the rest of today and then I'm off back home, so if I don't make any more videos while I'm here, then I'm just going to sign off by saying, Ljubljana, you've impressed me. You've lived up to expectations. You're a beautiful city, and I'd highly recommend that you come and experience the Slovenian capital for yourself and marvel in the beauty of its architecture and its parks and wide open spaces and mountains and hills, and the castle, of course. So absolutely, if you find yourself in the region, or if you're wanting to come here specifically to see Slovenia and Ljubljana, then absolutely highly recommend it. Goodness knows I'll be back to explore more of the country. And yeah, until the next video, guys, keep traveling, stay safe, and keep exploring. Catch you on the next one. From Slovenia, catch you later.